Welcome to NFL Week 11 of the Sports Phenom Show, the best damn sports betting show on the planet, where you get all of my capping insight and picks on every game in under 30 minutes. No boring gibberish, only the main points that need to be said, and no commercials, just the way we like it. I am the owner of SportsBettingPhenoms.com, better known as the Phenom, World Series of Handicapping Champion. I run the only site on the planet where all of our cappers had to go through a rigorous qualifying process, all of which did so with at least a 60% record and unprecedented units of profits. Max lines of minus 150, different tier levels based on each capper's performance, where all results are fully documented from day one, and all of our packages are 100% guaranteed. No one else offers what we do, more than fair pricing and unprecedented results. As mentioned, you simply can't find all of that anywhere else. Okay, folks, so let's go to a quick review of last week's selections now and where I'm at after the first 10 weeks of the season. My first year here on YouTube, giving you a breakdown and picks of all the selections. I've been kicking some serious ass, to say the least. Last week was a rare off week for me, something you only see a few times a year. Overall, though, it was okay. But my money 5 went down due to some unfortunate bad beats. I tell it how it is, win or lose. After starting off the week on Cincinnati that got us off and rolling, we then had to endure the bad beats we had in San Francisco. On San Francisco. That was my first loss of the money 5 for the weekend. That really came down to yet another idiot kicker. How many times am I sitting here talking about these idiot kickers? I always remind myself of that clip Peyton Manning did so many years, or was it decades back, when he called his drunken idiot kicker the reason for losing the game. Well, I'm losing some of my bets because of these idiot kickers. In this case, it was Moody. What's his name? Jake Moody, who's getting paid to do one damn job. And this idiot misses not one, not two, but 3. Well, Jake Moody, you definitely put me in a bad mood with those 3 field goal misses. I mean, are you kidding me? You kidding me? That's 9 points down the tubes. Okay? How can we cover spreads when you're missing 9 points worth of field goals? I mean, what are you doing in the back? In the facilities? You playing ping pong all day? You should not be missing 3 field goals. Get your ass on the field and practice all day long. If I missed 3 field goals, I was a professional kicker. Man, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be out there 24/7 making sure that never happens again. If you miss 1 field goal, I can forgive you. Even 2, the odd game. But 3, no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. You nail those 3, we win and easily cover the game by 12 points. Even if you just get 1 of those 3, we cover. So full blame on him on that one. My cap was perfect. Nothing I can do about idiot kickers. I also lost in the Jets, who I'm officially done with. That was my bad. I think I've rode that ship one too many times. For whatever reason, they just can't seem to get it together. They just can't seem to gel on offense. I'm shocked. I thought for sure Adams and Rodgers were going to be the Rodgers and Adams, the Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers of old. Just hasn't happened. And in all honesty, maybe the Saleh firing, the Robert Saleh firing wasn't the best thing for this team. I mean, their defense is terrible ever since he's left. Haven't you noticed? I mean, I'm noticing clear differences in the defense ever since his departure. So this is a mess. The Jets are a mess. And they've got to continue in the next season with contracts that are still riding? I mean, I don't know. It's not looking good. I also lost on Philadelphia and Dallas to total. Called this one of my best totals of the year, and it really should have been. It's another one of those bad beat scenarios. We had, one interception off of Jalen Hurts by Dallas in the end zone. Then we also had the washed-up Ezekiel Elliott fumble on Philly's, 3-yard line or something like that. I mean, we're looking at easy points there. 3 at least on each one of those two scenarios. That gets us 6. All we needed was 3 to get over. We could have even got 14 and had this total go in the 50s. Just one of those weeks. Just wasn't meant to be. But this brings me to a good example of what I always tell people looking for a new capper out there or message me. You know, if you're going to evaluate consistency in this industry, that's definitely key long term. But you also need to take a look at the losses. And in this case, you're evaluating what I gave last week. Well, you see the quality. You see the quality in the San Fran game with the 9 missed points on those 3 missed field goals. That's an easy cover. So that was capped correctly. The over in the Philadelphia game in those 2 scenarios, the interception in the end zone and the Ezekiel Elliott fumble on the 3-yard line in Philly's red zone. Again, another perfectly capped game that just didn't win. That's what you're looking for with evaluations on cappers. A, 1, winning long-term consistency. Number 2, the quality of the losses. If you're getting both of those, that's the capper you want to be with. And that's what I show week in and week out. It doesn't get any better. Fair to say, we deserve some better fate last week on those games. But hey, it is what it is. No excuses made. It's the long-term consistency that matters, and that's what I'm giving you. And you know, some of those losses, quality and losses, end up evening themselves over the long term. Law of averages. Sometimes we're going to get some good beats on those games, and they're going to go our way. That's what it's all about. We take the good with the bad, as they say. Now, my clients, by the way, they had a winning week. I know that might disappoint some of you to hear that, but this is the benefit of being a client. What I give out on Sunday morning is different than what I'm going to give out to you here earlier in the week on a Wednesday. It's just the way it is. You have to understand that. But still, you're making more money here with me for free, even early in the week, than you will being forced to pay anybody else. That's crazy. You're going to pay anybody, you're going to pay me. Don't let yourself get forced to pay anybody else thinking there's some big locks or big game of the year crap that you hear just to make sales. It's all bullshit. Here we rank our plays 1 to 5 units. All my 5 units are game of the year, so there's no made up BS just for sales. I'm here to make you units. I'm here to make you profits. I did that for my clients on the weekend. Actually, I think I've nailed my last 3 weekends of college football plays. I swept everything. I'm not just doing football, folks. I'm doing all sports. So again, it benefits to be a client. You want to become a private one-on-one client, especially you high rollers. That's what I'm looking for. I can make you so much more money than you ever believed, ever fathomed is even possible. Reach out to me. I'll prove it to you. Again, what I give to my clients, believe it or not, is even better than what I'm giving to you here. I know it's hard to believe, but it's the case. The Sunday morning information is that much even better than what I can give you here. But hey, enjoy what I'm giving you here because the records are seriously still the best in the business, even for free. Since we're on that topic, let me tell you those records right now. Look at these runs. Money 5 run, even with last week's results, still 20-12 over the last 32, 63%. Now, my overall run is sick. 57-29. That's 66% over my last 86 selections. Who else can do that? Nobody. Nobody. Even guys that have won the Hilton and some of these contests, Westgate and all that in Vegas. I beat them all. Overall, first 10 weeks, nobody on the planet can come close to this record. 104 wins and only 58 losses. 64%. That's over 162 selections. They say the absolute best, cream of the crop, top 1%. Hit close to 65% on every 100 selections. And guess what? I'm doing that. And I'm doing it over 162 selections, folks. Crazy. That's what you're getting here absolutely free. And my customers, my clients are even one up on that. Better than even all those records I'm giving you. Crazy. Absolutely crazy for what I am doing. I should be charging 10 times more than I charge. But I enjoy doing this. I enjoy making you happy. I enjoy putting a smile on all of your faces. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Also, before I get to this week's picks, I want to give a shout out to the winner of my latest 100 play handicapping challenge on my Twitter profile at sports_phenoms. Again, at sports_phenoms. I've been talking about this weekly here on this podcast. And since day one, at Donald's 27399. Again, at Donald's 27399. I call him Dom the Dominator. Finished with an incredible 62-38 record. The second best record next to my 65% that I did. Yeah, I did the challenge too, right at the beginning. It's only fair I prove myself to the world, prove myself to you. It's only fair. And how about it? 5 years later, the second best challenger comes in with a 62-38 record. That's how hard it is to find quality cappers that can hit over 60%. I am so proud of this individual. I am so happy to have this individual get to this point and now progress to the next stage. A man with over 40 years of experience. Yes, you heard right. Over 40 years of experience. He's been in all of the Hilton Westgate contests, finished in the top 5, top 10, top 20, consistently almost every single year. And he's decided the place to be is with me and the Sports Betting Phenom team. I am so happy to have this opportunity with Dom the Dominator, is now moving on to the next stage, by the way, where he is going to give out a 1-month free trial. You heard right. 1-month free trial. Folks, this information you're going to get over that 1-month free trial is worth thousands. You can get it absolutely free. All you need to do is reach out, get on the list. The free trial will be starting November 15th and go to December 15th. 1 full month. Absolutely free from Dom the Dominator. Daily plays, rankings with units from 1 to 5. You are going to make an absolute killing. Trust me. Doesn't matter if you're with anybody else. Even my clients take advantage of Dom the Dominator. 1 free month. Reach out to us on Twitter. Reach out to my email. SportsGamblingPhenom at gmail.com. SportsGamblingPhenom at gmail.com. Twitter, again, at sports_phenoms. You can contact us through our website, sportsbettingphenoms.com. You can also reach out to Dom himself at Donald's 27399. Take advantage. 1 month absolutely free with the winner of my latest 100 play handicapping challenge. Dom, the Dominator, is waiting for you. Okay, now let's get to this week's action. Let's have a big week, folks. And right off the bat, the Thursday night game, Washington at Philadelphia. Of course, you all know that I am the Thursday night king. I've given out 3 Money 5 Thursday night selections, and I've nailed them all. Going to go for 4 in a row here on Thursday night with another Money 5 to start the week. I love the points here in this one to start this week 11 off. Now, I get the argument right away. I'm going to probably hear it with the Eagles. They're looking to solidify first in the NFC East. I get it. And they've had a nice run. They'll be looking to make a statement here against the young up-and-coming Jaden Daniels. But, and there's a big but, let me ask you this. Who have the Eagles played? Let's take a closer look. The shit Cowboys they just destroyed last week without Dak Prescott, no defense. The shit Jaguars, who absolutely suck. Trevor Lawrence or not, garbage. The shit Giants. Giants couldn't even beat Carolina last week. They also beat the shit Browns, who we all know what's going on there. What, 2 wins also? 3 wins, whatever. And they had Deshaun Watson, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league at that time of that game. They also beat the shit Saints. Look at who Philadelphia's played this year. Nobody. I mean, do I need to go on? The only decent teams they've played are the Falcons and lost. And they also played the Bucks and lost. Oh, okay, and the 4-win Bengals. Whoopie-dee-doo. They did win that one. Barely. So what kind of resume is that, folks? Now, not to say that the Washington Commanders have had that much bigger of a schedule. But, again, another big but. At the same time, look at who their 2 losses. Their only 2 losses have come this season. They lost to the powerhouse Balktimore Ravens, and that was a touchdown game. And last week to the resurging Pittsburgh Steelers, who they only lost by a lousy point, and now is led by veteran quarterback Russell Wilson, who's showing his form of old. So, nothing to be ashamed of there. Steelers have won 4 in a row with Russell Wilson. And that's the only 2 losses for the Commanders. Now you're looking at a short week, a divisional game, but the Commanders only a half game back, and you don't think they'd want to take over first place? I love them here in this spot. And the smart, sharp move here is to take it up to 4.5. Big points. I love it. Washington officially plus the 4.5. My first of 5 Money 5 selections. Next game, Indianapolis and the New York Jets. 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 I'm done with you for now. I mean, after last week's Money 5 loss, I just had enough. As I said, I've rode with you one too many times thinking you'd gel it, you put it all together, or at least start going in the right direction. Hasn't happened. Surprisingly, again, I'm shocked that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams have not been able to click better, get this ship back to where it needs to be. They have not been able to right the ship. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the Jets D is just not looking like themselves after the Robert Salah dismissal. So I'm going with a slight lean on the Colts here. I mean, Jets just should not be laying points to anybody right now. So probably a field goal game either way. Again, slight lean on the Colts. Next game, Minnesota and Tennessee. All right, so as you all know, or at least those of you who have been following me here since week 1, I'm done capping the Tennessee games. I'm enjoying watching them lose every game, especially when they get pummeled, and hope the Vikings pummel them again. Go Vikings! But officially, I'm just going to pass. Next game, Baltimore and Pittsburgh. And we have my second of 5 Money 5 selections. Well, in this game, we've got 10 days of rest for Baltimore. And I believe that's going to be a huge key for me in this one. I get that the Steelers team is resurging. I mentioned earlier, they've got a Russell Wilson who's looking like it's the Russell Wilson of old. But he can't keep winning forever. I mean, haven't we seen this soap opera storyline before? It gets off to a little bit of a good start, and then the old Russell Wilson shows through. Or at least the one that is aging, washed up. Now, let me not go too far with those words, because he has looked great. I can honestly say that he's getting a little lucky on some of the wide receiver grabs that are making spectacular catches off some of his throws, but he is looking good. I'm going to give it to him, and I think he's in the right place now with the right coach. But one thing that needs to be noted here is this is by far the toughest opponent he and the Steelers have had. And it's not even close. So with that in mind, because I really have nothing more to add here, this is simply a gut feel of what Russell Wilson has done and can do moving forward. But again, what has he done against a good team? We haven't seen it yet. So my gut's telling me that Baltimore is the play here. We're going to play it a little bit safe and take it on the money line. But I believe when it's all said and done, Russell Wilson gets his first loss with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They come back down to earth a little bit. Won't be a blowout. Expect it to be close. But we're getting value here with Baltimore on the money line. Take it as my second of 5 Money 5 selections. Next game, Cleveland and New Orleans. So I'm not a big fan of this snooze fest. Maybe the first vomit game of the week. But what does stand out to me is the Browns coming off the bye, having that extra week to prep for this one. And let's not forget, it's Jameis Winston's revenge match here. So I'm sure he'll be looking for some type of payback. Really all I have on that one. So I'll just take a slight lean here on the Browns and the points. Next game, Jacksonville and Detroit. So one thing I hate is these big favorites. Detroit favored by almost, 2 touchdowns here? I actually had them at minus 14 on my numbers, so a little bit surprised it's only at 13. Maybe because Trevor Lawrence should be back. Not like it matters though, right? So either way, I'm just going to have to pass on the side on this one. I don't lay near 2 touchdown favorites. I don't even lay double-digit favorites, rarely. So a very small lean instead to the over. Expect points. Trevor Lawrence is back. He can put up a little bit anyways, can he? And then we all know that Detroit's going to score. So, again, small lean to the over in this one. Next game, Green Bay and Chicago. Big rivalry here. But after what I saw last week, I'm not sure how much of a fight the Chicago Bears are going to be able to put up. That was probably the worst performance Caleb Williams has had to date in his inaugural rookie season. Maybe he was looking ahead, but still, you got to beat New England. That's what the difference has been between him and Jaden Daniels right now. Jaden Daniels is winning games he should win. And he's also surprisingly winning games you might not expect him to win. On top of that, he's winning road games. Something that Caleb Williams hasn't done on U.S. soil yet. And now he lost at home to New England. That's the big difference between those two rookie quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels clearly showing his worth much more at this point than Caleb Williams. We have to be fair about that and honest with that. So what now can we expect from Caleb Williams in this one? Well, Jaden Daniels shows that consistency. We're not getting that from Caleb Williams. So I can't be sure. If they had a big performance last week, I'd say that Chicago's the play here. Getting points at home in this big rivalry. But I don't even remotely know what to expect from them here. You also have the Packers coming off a bye week. So even though I do think the Bears should play better in this one, I think the right play is to put Green Bay in a teaser. A 6-point teaser. And I've got another team I'm going to match them up with you. It's not going to be a money 5, but it's going to be a teaser that I think has value, and I believe you should play. So stay tuned for that. Next game, Vegas and Miami. Okay, so I just gave you Green Bay in the last cap as a 6-point tease. Now we're going to match it up here with Miami for the other half. The Dolphins finally got back in the win column on Monday night, beating up on the hot Ram squad, who had won 3 straight prior. And in their own barn to top it all off. So I like the momentum that Miami should have in this one and have it continue here with a nice, solid teaser. So to match that teaser up now, it's Green Bay and Miami, both 6 points. A very solid teaser. Again, Green Bay and Miami. Next game, LA Rams and New England. Okay, so the Rams are coming off that Monday night loss against Miami, which put an end to that 3-game winning streak where they looked like they were starting to right the ship. So they'll obviously be looking to rebound here against the Patriots, who surprised the Chicago Bears right in their own barn. So the soap opera that is the NFL, and I've seen this year in and year out, time in and time out, every season, I expect the LA Rams now to rebound here and the Patriots to come back down to earth. So the complete opposite of what we saw the week prior. Take the LA Rams, lay the points. Not strong enough to be a money 5, but it's worth a play on the LA Rams. Next game, Atlanta and Denver. Well, this game is a simple lean for me. Denver had their Super Bowl last week with a chance of a lifetime with rookie quarterback Bo Nix to beat the unbeaten champs in their own barn. But no. Yet again, here we go, talking about another drunk idiot kicker who decided to kick a 35-yard field goal like it was a 65-yard field goal. What kind of a line drive 35-yard field goal was that? Let the conspiracy theories roll. Seriously? I mean, could the Chiefs catch another break? I mean, I don't know. It just looks suspicious to me. I mean, how are you not kicking that ball higher? It's a 35-yard kick. There's no way that it should be blocked. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, every week it's something about Kansas City that drives me bonkers. But I'm getting off topic here. Bottom line into this one is Denver had their chance. They blew it. Now they're going to come back down to earth against an angry Atlanta team that's off a loss. So take Atlanta to rebound, and Denver gets back down to earth. Next game, Seattle and San Francisco. So I would absolutely love to take San Francisco here. Problem is, why isn't it 7? Why is it only 6.5? It's bothering me. And the other problem is Seattle is coming off a bye, and it's a divisional game. Plus, San Francisco has one of those idiot kickers. It drives me nuts. That Moody guy. As I was talking about earlier. So you can't trust them to cover spreads until everything fits together, kind of like the Jets. But in San Francisco case, it's going to happen. McCaffrey's back. The kicker can start making kicks. And they become the team that we expect them to be, especially with Samuel back. Then yes, this is a championship quality team. But until I see them blow teams out at least a couple weeks in a row, I'm not going to frustrate myself going with them. I'm not even going to lean with them. Instead, I'm going the other way until I see otherwise. So for now, we're going to have a rare week where we go against them. We're getting big dog points in this one. Take Seattle. We'll see what happens. Maybe bump that up to 7.5. Keep it within a touchdown. That's probably where I feel it lands, somewhere in that 7 to 10 mark. But we'll take a small chance here on Seattle in this one. Next game, and here we are with our third of 5 Money 5 selections, Kansas City and Buffalo. Well, bottom line here, folks, let's get right to it. Buffalo beats Kansas City in the regular season every year. And eventually they end up losing to them in the playoffs. That's just the way it's been. That has been the trend for years now, and I don't see that changing. Why would it? It's actually set up perfectly for Buffalo to keep that trend going. I just finished talking earlier about how Kansas City lucked out yet again. Idiot kicker from Denver kicks a line drive 35-yarder when all he had to do was hit it up high. I mean, it was the worst 35-yard field goal I've ever seen, especially in that situation and what was on the line for Denver to beat the champs who are unbeaten in their own barn. Bo Nix as quarterback, rookie. Come on. What an opportunity. And if I can add, did you all see what they caught Patrick Mahomes saying to the ref? On video? They got this on video. Did I hear this right? He asked the ref to let him know when the opposing defender was closing in on him. I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm going to say it again. He asked the referee to tell him when the opposing defender was closing in on him. Are you kidding me? If the league doesn't look into this, then shame on them. There should be a serious investigation in this matter. Are you kidding me? I hate them as it is, and now I have to see that? Drives me nuts. But we all know that will never happen. No investigation. It's like he never even said it. No one's even asking any questions. Why haven't I seen this on any talk shows and videos or TV shows, sports shows? I don't get it. If this isn't proof of everything I've been telling you about the Kansas City Chiefs this year, then probably nothing will ever be. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, this is the biggest conspiracy of the league. And somebody should pay for it. How about Roger fucking Goodell? Roger Goodell. Yeah, Roger Goodell. How about you for starters? What an asinine prick that guy is. How can you allow that? He should be suspended. He should be fined. Are you kidding me? And I'd love to interview the refs. The refs should be interviewed. I'd love to know what that ref has to say about it. Did he hear what Patrick Mahomes asked him? And if he did, probably wouldn't admit to it, but if he did, I'd love to know what his opinion was on that. When you, as a fan, let's talk about being a fan now. We deserve the right to know. The refs should be interviewed after every game. I'd love to ask them a million questions about these games over the years. And in that case, that would be the number one question for Week 10. What the hell was that? Anyways, again, I can vent about this Kansas City for hours. But let's get to what we're getting at here now. As I said, I expect Buffalo to win this one. And I give Kansas, this is the place. This is, like I said, it's perfectly set up for Kansas City to have their first loss. They're going to have to score early and often, no doubt about it, Buffalo, to make sure that any of those fucking refs start calling some weird shit against the Bills and give Kansas City a chance at the end. I know it's going to happen, but as I said, the league is a bit more lenient when it comes to allowing Buffalo to win in the regular season. We see it every year. The trend continues with Buffalo beating them. That's how they kind of try to make it look like it's fair. And then, of course, in the playoffs, they'll get every single call. Everything will go the Chiefs' way, and they'll somehow squeeze a win over Buffalo and make it to the final. That's just how it goes. So, for now, we will take the Bills as my third of 5 money 5 selections. Take them on the money line. They get the job done. Next game. And here we go with my fourth of 5 money 5 selections. Cincinnati and the LA Chargers. I love the Bengals here, folks. This game is do or die for them. They lost a heartbreaker against the Ravens by 1 lousy point last week. I had them. That started Thursday night off for us in week 10 on our money 5 selections. Now they've had 10 days to rest for this one. And I can't see them losing this one. I mean, if they lost this one, it'd be 3 losses of their last 4. The season's done. That's how important this game is. It's a Sunday night affair to top it all off, and I believe Cincy is going to win this game outright. It's an absolute bonus that we're getting points. It's a shock we're actually getting points. I mean, has Vegas not looked at who Cincinnati's played this year? How close some of their losses have been, especially that Ravens last week. They're the true favorite here. We're getting a bargain. Let's bump it up to 3.5 because we have the opportunity, and that'll be your fourth of 5 money 5 selections. And here we go now with the last game for week 11, your Monday night affair, Houston and Dallas. And what a world of hurt the Dallas Cowboys are in. Could it get any worse than what's going on with Dallas right now? And how could you even think of putting your hard-earned money on this team right now? I mean, they were already terrible with Dak Prescott, right? I mean, their defense is atrocious, one of the worst in the league, and Dak is just an overpaid quarterback. Bottom line, he's overpaid. You got a receiver like Lamb. You've got enough of a core there to be able to do something with if you're really that good of a quarterback, and I just haven't seen it. He can run. He can do a few things that sometimes surprise you and make you think that maybe he could be a top echelon quarterback, but it just hasn't happened. He's been in the league too long now. I just don't see it, and I don't believe he ever will be one of those top echelon quarterbacks. I think Jerry Jones is smoking some really good crack. He has no idea what he's talking about. You hear some of these interviews post-game. First of all, why is he always in these post-game interviews? I don't get it. He wants to be 82-year-old guy. Go on your little, I don't know, boat, whatever you got, and cruise out on some island or something and just watch the games via satellite. Just get out of those post-game interviews. You're driving me nuts with the things you say. Believing this team is still top-notch, top quality, and the players you have are good enough. Come on. Seriously? You're not even close. Not even close. And the poor reporters that have to even interview this guy. So now they're sitting here, as bad as they were with Dak Prescott, trying to figure out, should it be Trey Lance, who, I think should probably get the opportunity, right? You're not going to get anything out of this season anyways, so why not see what you got with this guy? But no, it sounds like they're going to go with Cooper Rush. I get it. He's a little bit better. Not much better. But man, that didn't look good last week, did it? And now we have to, think, is it worth putting, again, our hard-earned money on him being better this week? How do we know that? So I hate this game because we just don't know what to expect. I mean, he could be in for a couple quarters and then Trey Lance could come in again. And you're coming off a hungry Houston team here who looks like it's the bet, but I don't know why the line's not higher. So something's telling me that, I don't know, Vegas almost feels like Dallas could keep it close, which is weird. Maybe another week of practice is going to help Cooper Rush. There's just too much unknown here. You don't bet on the unknown. You don't force things. I know it's the Monday night game. We want some action. But it's just not worth it, is it? If you're going to do anything, maybe put Houston in a teaser if you have to, was one of the other picks I gave you, if you must do something. But to be honest, this is a game you should just pass on. I'll give an opinion on Houston in a tease. But other than that, sorry, folks. Got nothing more for you. Okay, so now to recap my Money 5 selections for Week 11. Now you might be thinking, well, according to my notes here, I only have 4. But there is a 5th. It's going to be a teaser, and it's going to be on 2 of the 4 selections I already gave you. So that's why I didn't mention it earlier. I'll get to that as my last pick. Let's recap first. The initial picks that I gave you, starting with the Thursday nighter on Washington. I'm going to bump that up to plus 4.5. Then I gave you Baltimore. Take them on the money line. My third pick is the shocker of the week. That yearly trend on Buffalo beating Kansas City in the regulation or in the regular season. That's also a money line selection, so Buffalo money line. Fourth pick on Cincinnati. We're getting a bargain dog line on that one, which we're even going to bump up even more to plus 3.5. If you're looking for my favorite pick of those 4, be on Baltimore. Actually, Buffalo's right up there with them. Either of those two are very solid. Maybe Cincinnati next after that as my top 3. And the final Money 5 that I have for you this week will be that teaser. I said I'm going to take 2 of those 4 teams and put them in a tease. And these ones work out perfectly with Cincinnati bumping that up from 1.5 up to 8.5 and bumping that Thursday nighter with Washington up from the line that's currently available 3.5 up to 10.5. So 8.5 on Cincinnati, 10.5 on Washington. That's going to be your two-team 7-point teaser. And that'll do it for your Money 5. Again, Washington plus 4.5, Baltimore money line, Buffalo money line, Cincinnati plus 3.5, and your teaser of the week, Cincinnati plus 8.5, Washington plus 10.5. That'll do it for Week 11. So best of luck to you, folks. That'll be it for this recording. I am the Phenom, wishing you all an amazing week. Let's get this money. See ya.